Welcome to the channel Ephraim. Our topic today is the Noisome Beast. The word noisome is only mentioned in 4 places in the Bible. It wasn't until our generation, the fig tree generation, that weapons were developed to help give us a better understanding of what this word noisome could possibly mean. It is very important to understand that the prophets were describing, to the best of their ability, what they were seeing with the vocabulary of their time period. It is up to us to ask God for guidance, and we are to lean on His understanding. That's how we are to fill in the blanks to help us better understand what God is saying through His prophets in the Old Testament. So let's study the word noisome using a Strong's Concordance. Based on the King James Concordance, here are the words used to describe the word noisome: bad, unpleasant, malignant, displeasing, evil, as in giving pain, giving misery, being hurtful, being vicious, causing injury, evil, whether it's on land or in water. And here's the scary part: this isn't limited to just animals. Humans can experience this as well. So, what is Ezekiel describing in Ezekiel 14:15? How can we better understand this verse? We need to look for God's hashtag system. We need to look for common phrases. Let's do a comparison of an event that we have already discussed. Let's compare Ezekiel 14:15 with Ezekiel 29:11 and look for common phrases. As we compare these two verses, look at these common phrases. No man may pass through. No foot of man shall pass through, nor foot of beast shall pass through. Now, with these two verses sharing these common phrases, is it possible that God will allow noisome beasts to pass through Egypt for 40 years? How will this happen? Where will these beasts come from? To answer these questions, we need to accurately understand what Egypt is experiencing. So, to have the best understanding of the destruction of Egypt, then you need to go to this website and download the free booklet. This is the first person to discuss the destruction of Egypt. He wrote a booklet in the 1980s. The channel Ephraim has a video discussing the destruction of Egypt. So either download the free booklet or watch the video to have a better understanding of the destruction of Egypt that will take place in our time period. In my humble opinion, I would download the free booklet. That way you always have a copy. My videos have been known to be censored. So to better understand how these noisome beasts will come about, we need to briefly discuss the destruction of Egypt. Ezekiel discusses the destruction of Egypt by a symbolic Babylon. God pulls the armies of Egypt out to be destroyed because of their pride. A symbolic Babylon pulls up in its ships, and they use weapons that will leave the land of Egypt desolate for 40 years. Based on the description of this destruction, Egypt looks to be destroyed by nuclear weapons. So if Egypt is destroyed by nuclear weapons, then where do these noisome beasts come from? Is it possible that the radiation from this nuclear war harms or injures the wild animals in Egypt in such a way that they are the noisome beast that Ezekiel is describing? Here are a few examples of some dangerous animals that live in Egypt: the Egyptian crocodile, the striped hyena, the Egyptian caracal, the lionfish, the Egyptian cobra, the hippopotamus. It is highly possible that these animals survived the nuclear attack on Egypt by America, and they fit the definition of the noisome beast that won't allow any foot of man nor beast to pass through Egypt for 40 years. When will the destruction of Egypt take place? I don't know. I do know that we are in the tribulation. How can one know that the tribulation has started? Because the coronavirus was God's curse that he used to strike the land. Watch this video for a more detailed explanation. Another way we can know that the tribulation has started is based on the words of Jesus. Jesus explains the time period when discussing the parable of the fig tree. Watch this video for a more detailed explanation. Here are some events that will take place during the first part of the tribulation. Step 1, the coronavirus. Step 2, America destroys Egypt. Step 3, to be discussed at a later time. Step 4, to be discussed at a later time. Step 5, Isaiah chapter 13, among other chapters in the Bible. Step 5 will signal the end of the first part of the tribulation and the beginning of the Great Tribulation. Subscribe to the channel Ephraim to watch a playlist on Isaiah chapter 13. The channel Ephraim does a verse-by-verse explanation of what Isaiah is describing in Isaiah chapter 13. That's my time on the channel Ephraim. I hope that the viewer can recognize that the next major event to take place during the first part of the tribulation will be the destruction of Egypt by America. Help us reach the world for Christ by subscribing to the channel Ephraim so that you can be made aware of these events that will lead up to Christ's return. Share the videos, the booklet, and the website with your family and friends so that they will believe that Jesus' return is near. Until next time, y'all know the drill. Peace out. I'm chilling.